Here's the deal. I really like this, but I think I might like this better. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you can tell, I got myself a TRX4M. This is the silver Defender, and I was a little unsure on the color. I kept going back and forth, but I ultimately decided that this is the one I'm gonna get. So in this video, we are going to be unboxing this, taking kind of a first look, initial impressions, and comparing it to the ever popular SCX24. So let's go to the bench. All right, so here's the box. Nothing too out of the ordinary, just a few pictures of the Defender, which is the model that I went with. Up top here, you have some details of the chassis, what's included. Overall, if you've seen these boxes before, you know exactly what to expect. But what's more interesting is what's inside the box. So let's just cut the factory seal open and take a look. Now, if you've opened up an RC car before, kind of the same fare, a lot of instruction manuals, some basic tools, how to get started. I don't care about any of this. What we are here for is the main show, this TRX4M. First impressions, really, really cool. Packaging is significantly better, I would say, than the SCX24. Everything is really laid out pretty nice. You have a pretty standard wall charger. This end just gets plugged into like a wall charger for a cell phone or something. And then this end goes to the battery, which is in this box right here. Again, who cares? Oh boy. Oh wow. So the warning label is bigger than the battery itself. Look at that. So clearly we're gonna have to cut that off. This is the battery. You have a 750 milliamp hour battery, 2-cell LiPo. So by comparison, here's the battery that comes with the SCX24. I'd say overall pretty similar dimensions. The main difference is the thickness. Obviously this being double what comes in the SCX24. So I'm really looking forward to see what kind of run times we get out of this battery. Unfortunately, it does come with a different type of connector. You can see the difference there. This being the SCX24, this being the Traxxas. I believe this is Traxxas's proprietary connector, so a little bit of a bummer there. I made a really quick adapter to charge this battery off of my main LiPo charger. I don't know if I'll be able to do the same with this. I do not have any other Traxxas batteries, so we will see how that goes. But putting that off to the side, next up we have the controller. The remote control feels like something that would come with a 1/10 scale Traxxas model, which I really appreciate. We even have Traxxas branding and everything. This is the one that comes with the SCX24 Gladiator. You have this little lid, nothing on it that says Axial, nothing that says SCX24. It feels like some generic remote they bought off some supplier somewhere. You have this little door that gets to all of your endpoint adjustments. And this one just feels considerably nicer. I don't see as many adjustment options on this one. You have all these trims and everything, which I guess is pretty nice. This one you have steering trim and an on-off switch and this set button, whatever that does. But that looks like it. I guess it's kind of a draw between the two. Obviously the radio feels a lot nicer, but you have quite a bit more adjustment on this one. Not that I ever really do anything with it. Okay, well, with that off to the side, we now get to the main thing. This is why we're all here, and that's it. So we'll throw that styrofoam off to the side, and I think we're done with this overhead shot. Let's get a little bit closer to the bench and show some more detail shots. There we go, that's a little bit better. So it doesn't look like the plastic goes all the way under the body, so I think we can leave the body on. And unfortunately, it's not the most pleasant of plastic peeling experiences I've had, but all right, there we go. Get rid of that, and there you have it. There is the TRX4M in the silver. Yeah, so there it is. I was really on the fence trying to choose between the Bronco and the Defender. I'm kind of at this point in my RC adventure where I'm trying to choose models or build models that I wouldn't normally make. I felt like for a long time I was kind of making the same thing over again, and a Defender is not something I've ever owned before, real or RC, and I'm kind of planning to build a Bronco anyways, so I decided that this would be the perfect chance to go with a Defender. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Is silver the right choice? Should I have gone with green, red, or blue instead, or Bronco? But yeah, there you go. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is going to be kind of a first impressions and comparison to the SCX24. I've yet to see anybody in video compare these two together, so we're going to put this one right here, and I happen to have right here the SCX24 Gladiator. Now this one is basically stock. I have swapped out the tires and wheels, painted the roof, but otherwise this is exactly how it looks out of the box. So there you can see that the Gladiator is a little bit shorter overall than the Defender. I'd say it's a little bit smaller as well. Clearly, I mean, this is 1/24th scale, this is 1/18th scale. Not that those numbers mean very much to the RC world. But yeah, the roof line's definitely shorter. Right there, you can kind of see how much wider the Defender is over the Gladiator. So the Defender is definitely a little bit bigger than the Gladiator. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Which makes sense, this being 1/18th scale versus 1/24th scale. So in the appearance wise, I think it's a clear win for the TRX4M. The detail in the body, this is a hard body versus a Lexan body. Now I've printed like these side view mirrors. These come with them. They have the roof rack, this great bumper. I just don't think that the SCX24 really holds a candle versus the TRX4. We do have some scale details. This is a bumper on the SCX24 that I printed myself and added the spare tire. It doesn't normally come with this, but you have the jerry cans, you have a high lift jack, the rooftop tent, and on the Defender, you know, you do have a few scale details in the back. Not a lot. I would say they both look pretty fake. You know, like this solid red high lift jack. Definitely needs a little bit of detailing and weathering, same with the jerry cans, for them to really look the part, I think. But overall, I think that the TRX4 has a clear win. There's just so many little scale details included with this. The other thing I really wanted to look at was how the body is mounted. Now on the SCX24, there's a little bit of Velcro, and this is a little bit different depending on which model you get. Some of them, they have body posts. The Gladiator has Velcro. I hate it. I actually had to glue this Velcro patch down. It kept peeling off. I don't like it. But the TRX4 has these two clips underneath, and all you need to do, I guess, is reach under there, and you can kind of feel them. And if you just squeeze it, I guess, the body comes right off. Honestly, that is so much better. That is a huge win over the SCX24. The fact that you can just squeeze these little clips and it pops right off. No Velcro, no body post. That's a win for the TRX4. Okay, now looking at the chassis itself, I'm really impressed. I am really impressed. It's laid out really well. Now, I don't think this thing is going to be like an excellent rock crawler right out of the box. You do have some of the heavier things up high, like the speed control. You know, the motor sits up kind of high. And if we look at the SCX24 next to it, I've added a few things here. I've added these lights, you know, with this board here. I've added these sliders here. And then some things have moved around. So the speed control is normally here and the battery normally goes up here. But the SCX24 uses this Velcro strap. Now, I may be alone in this, but Velcro straps feel so cheap to me. I get that they work and they're kind of universal, but especially with the larger models, if I spend all of this money, I don't want to get like a cheap Velcro strap. So the fact that the TRX4 uses this rubber strap, I think is a huge plus. It feels more polished, it feels more sturdy. I think this is the way to do it. The TRX4 is also, holding these two in hand, the TRX4 is also substantially heavier. Quite a bit, even without the body. It is quite a bit heavier than the SCX24. I don't think I was expecting that. One thing I want to point out is the size of the motor. The TRX4 uses this 180 size can, and the SCX24 I think uses a 380. But there you can kind of see, I'll try to get them as close as I can, but there you can see the difference of the motor size. And I think this is necessary. The SCX24 does lack a little oomph right from the factory. Not a great motor. Not a great motor stock, I think. Obviously there are options out there to upgrade, but the fact that this comes with a motor that is substantially larger, I think is going to make this a lot more fun to drive, a lot smoother, a lot more torquey, and this motor is just not enough, I think. The TRX4 comes with oil-filled shocks straight from the factory. This is so important, I think. With that being said, I feel like they are still a little springy. You know, having a slightly thicker shock oil in there might be a little bit better. I have no idea what it comes with stock, but that may be something we switch to in a future date. Something a little bit thicker. And of course, the SCX24 comes with no oil shocks, and they are just about as springy as it gets, unfortunately. I think the other notable feature for me for the TRX4, the one that really got my attention, is waterproof electronics straight from the factory. I am unable to drive the SCX24 everywhere I would like to because it is not waterproof. But the fact that I can drive this through mud, through small streams, through small puddles, whatever it is, without worrying about it is gonna be huge for me. I am really, really looking forward to filming with this. Now, putting the body back on, I believe is just a matter of lining it up, and there you go. Now it's on. It's solid. I gotta tell you guys, I am really, really impressed with this. I think this is gonna look so good in videos. I really like the SCX24. I really like this size. I really enjoy filming videos with this, but I think the TRX4 being just a little bit bigger is going to be really, really good. It looks incredible. I think with a little bit of detailing, I think it is gonna look really good. Obviously, we need some inner fenders, and I don't love that you can see the speed control and everything through the windows. But as a first impression, I am really, really impressed by this. The one downside, the one thing I don't love about this is the tires that it comes with. I know these are kind of the TRX4 tires, the Canyon Trail, whatever they're called, but Traxxas was really smart making this a 1.0 size tire with all the tire options and wheel options that already exist was such a smart idea. So I'm already starting to look for potential tire options that I think would look really good on this. With that being said, I think the ride height, the tire size, I think they nailed it. I think the dimensions on this are so good. I think the overall height of the tire and the height of the vehicle is spot on. I think this is as good as you could ask for right from the factory. As a quick experiment, I took the tires that came off of my Jeep JL and threw them on the Defender. And as you can see, they're a little bit smaller, but they're considerably more narrow and I think look so much better than the stock tires. So there are quite a few other differences that I don't have all the time to get into. Things like the incredible steering angle. The TRX4M goes up to a 45 or 46 degree steering angle. The SCX24, I'm not sure what it is, but it is not quite as much as this. You can tell that the wheelbase is almost spot on between these two. Obviously the Gladiator does have the longer wheelbase of the SCX24s. The TRX4 also comes equipped with universals straight from the factory, which is incredible. The SCX24 does use ball bearings versus this uses bushings. I don't think in this application that's going to be a real noticeable difference. The other thing is I believe this uses plastic gears in the axles, so we'll have to rip these apart and double check that. The SCX24 does use metal gears, but this is going to be more of like a trail riding car for me. I don't plan on beating on this, so I'm sure the plastic gears will hold up, and I have no doubt that before long there will be metal gear options available. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, if you want to see any other comparisons between the SCX24 and the TRX4M, just leave them in the comments below. I can do a follow-up video if that's what people want to see. If there are specific differences that you want to take a look at. Like I said, I don't have all the time in the world to go into every little thing. I am really, really excited to get this out on the rocks. I will be posting up a driving video tomorrow, so if that's something you want to see, don't forget to click that subscribe button. I'm really, really excited for what I can do with this thing. And if you are trying to decide between an SCX24 and a TRX4M, if you want my opinion I think the TRX4M is the way to go. It's $150. The SCX24 is about the same. Sometimes you find them on sale. They're both really, really cool trucks, I think. Very similar packages, and so I think there's going to be a lot of these comparison type videos. The aftermarket support right now for the SCX24 is huge, but it's also been out a lot longer. Traxxas has already released some things for the TRX4M, and I have no doubt that before long we will see all sorts of options for this. But in my opinion, between these two, you just get a lot more offering with the TRX4M. I think the waterproof electronics alone are a huge benefit over the SCX24. I can drive this out in the rain, I can drive this through little streams and just not have to worry about it. And this one I have driven through some water, but it's always kind of a, you know, sketchy situation for me. But oil-filled shocks, universals, the hard body with all the detailing, I just think there is so much here that Traxxas packed in, and the fact that they hit that $150 price point is incredible. They really, really swung for the fences and they nailed it. I think we are gonna see so much more out of these trucks in the coming months, years. So I really look forward to getting this out on the rocks. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was informative. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, if there are any questions you have, or if there's any other comparisons you wanna see between the two, leave a comment down below, hit that subscribe button so you can see what else I come out with this truck. But that's it for this video, so we'll see you in the next one.